So we'll call the meeting to order. Roll call.
I'm here.
Who are you?
Travis.
I'll have to wander down there.
I know, I said that, I was like, that didn't sound right.
Christine Wells.
Not trying.
And it's clear,
Pledge of Allegiance. The flag is right here behind
it's fine.
us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Any conflicts of interest to declare at this time? I have none. Approval of the May 4th, 2026 agenda.
I would make a motion to approve the agenda with moving public comment to the beginning of our meeting after the April 6th meeting minutes, so that our guests can make public comments as well. That would be my motion.
I'll second the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Approval of the April 6th, 2026 meeting minutes. I do just want to say that when the newspaper printed the first copy I sent over to them for some reason, it was a newspaper problem with publication. It cut off the first few lines of it, so they republished it the following week. So if you noticed in the newspaper that you read that the meeting minutes looked a little off, that was on the newspaper and they did republish.
Move to approve?
And I'll second. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And motion carries. Alright, so public comments. This is a time for citizens to discuss issues or concerns for the town of Buffalo Gap directly to the Board of Trustees. The amount of time for discussion or presentations can be limited by the president of the board. Individuals shall refrain from discussing personalities. No action will be taken by the Board of Trustees without first being placed on the future agenda. So, we do have two, candidates here, one candidate from the Custer County, that's running for Custer County Commissioner seat, Mark Sullivan, and then Julie Mueller, she is running for District 30 Senate. So, at this time, if you would like to, make any public comments, to the citizens, you're welcome to, or if not. So this is your time to speak.
Okay, I'll go first. Thank you. And I didn't know for sure I was gonna speak or not tonight, but I've been at a few of your meetings before and I really like this community, and when there was a meeting that was supposed to be held over at that town hall a couple of years ago, and I don't know if some of you showed up or not, but then it kinda got canceled, but nobody knew. But we stayed there, and I think there's 15 or 20 of us that had a great conversation on everything that was going around here. But anyway, I decided to run again because actually I was not planning on running, but I had too many current serving senators and House members that got reached out to me after the 25 session saying, Julie, you need to run again. And it's like, why? Okay, so I kept up with the voting records of our legislators, and then I got called again in 26 during and after. Are you gonna run again or not? Are you making up your mind? We need you to run again. And like I was saying to these ladies, I really didn't like driving to Pierre all the time in the winter time, but I needed to run again, you guys, because how we are being represented in District 30, it's not good, and I have evidence of that with me in here, but we need people who are actually going to do what they say they're gonna do, and at least try to do it. You can't get everything passed, because it's gotta go through 5 different stages before it can get passed. But I'm willing to talk to any of you afterwards if you want. Any questions you have, I'll answer. But I tell you what, property rights are still in danger. Needless to say, property taxes, they're still not a good solution. Data centers are a huge deal, and there's more to it than that. I mean, it's there's a lot of things that are coming at us, and too many people get donations for their campaigns to vote in favor of some of these things, and it's just not right, because our job as a legislative branch was to be the branch of the voice of the people, not the executive branch, not the departments, not anything like that. So, I mean, I'll be quiet now. Sorry, I didn't give me a time limit,
It's okay.
Christine. But anyway, I met Christine when she called and asked for some help on something a couple years ago, and
Marijuana ordinance.
so helped with that, and then one other issue that I helped with, but we don't have to talk about it. But anyway, if you have any questions for me, I'm happy to answer them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mark Sullivan. I live over in Argyle. I'm running county commissioner for Custer. I've been here 5.5 years. I escaped from the state of Colorado because I couldn't live with what was going on there and how their government was being run and what was basically happening in my own neighborhood. I have, by the grace of God, been meeting a lot of people, getting close to a lot of people, closer to some that I would never have imagined, but I keep running into them. One of them is Travis. Another one is Mr. Trent, who gave me a lot of excellent training when I was a reserve deputy with the Custer County Sheriff's Office. I was also a volunteer firefighter at Argyle when I first moved here. I'm retired from the military. I had a lot of experience in a lot of the infrastructure portions of the county, law enforcement, medical services, and fire sciences. Honestly, I know nothing about tourism, but I'm very curious as to where all the revenue from our tourists is going, and I'm learning that quickly. I think I'll be a good county commissioner because I don't really have any conflicts with any of the current county commissioners, in that I'm not tied to agriculture or farming or business or development or real estate. So I generally think I'm a very neutral, I'll be a very neutral candidate. My desire to serve has been my entire life. I've been a cop, I've been a nurse, I've been a firefighter, I served in the Army, I spent 15 months in Iraq as a combat flight medic. I spent 16 days at Hurricane Katrina as a firefighter. So, as a retired guy, this is a really good opportunity for me personally, but most importantly, I want to get involved in helping Custer County get back to a higher level of accountability, because I think that's lacking. Based on audit reports that I've studied, research I've done on the school district system, I'm meeting a lot of really good people that have been representatives and servants here in the past. I've been in homes from Custer Highlands to Fairburn to Argyle to here in Buffalo Gap. I think there might be a little bit of a disconnect in some of these areas and smaller municipalities that are far removed from the city of Custer. And I'm starting to get a sense, my own sense, that some folks are feeling that they're not really part of Custer County. That's where I can come in. I'm a motivator. I bring people together. I share interests of everybody from the city all the way out to Dewey. And I will represent everyone. Every single person that lives in Custer County is going to have my phone number, going to have my email address. As a matter of fact, I'm happy to give those to you today. I have a small business card. I don't have any backing from anyone. No one's paying for me to put my signs up or hang my banners. It's all coming out of my own pocket. I don't ask for money. I don't ask for donations. I won't accept them. I just don't care for that. I'm going to do this on my own and prove to the residents of Custer County that I can stand on my own and I can offer my own voice based on what you, the residents, tell me. I will represent you 100%, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I'm gonna work for you. So it's really quite simple. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. All right, any other public comments? Okay. Committee reports, finance officer.
Our disbursements for the month are at just over 16,000 at 16,413.22. That includes just over a third, within a few dollars actually, of $6,000 of paying off some of our water project stuff, and loan and such. Got that if you wanna take a look at it here. No mail call or complaints, anything of that sort. Election day announcement, June 2nd, is gonna be at the community center on June 2nd, 2026 here. Any questions about that, let me know. I did get, if you weren't here last month, Ray Hussey did, pass around a petition to be put on the ballot in via verbal and writing both. He asked to be taken back off of it, so he's not on the ballot at this point. Just to be clear on that. Our malt beverage and wine licenses, we are up for renewal for Last Chance Saloon and Cadillac Ranch. And so if there's any objections to that, I would hear it now. Otherwise, I have all of the proper check and paperwork and such to go ahead and renew their licenses.
Where's Cadillac Ranch?
It is at 107 Walnut.
Oh, the hotel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
So the chair will entertain a motion that we approve the malt beverage wine licenses for Cadillac Ranch and Last Chance Saloon.
I move to approve.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Alright, motion carries. Back to you, Matt.
all right. And then lastly, there is a finance officer training school in Oklahoma coming up, in a couple months, as well as a few days, or like a week after that. There's the 2026 budget training in Rapid City that I would like to attend to learn how to better, do this job. So those, take place in June.
And we
June.
have, in the 2026 budget, it was budgeted, to attend these trainings. So the funds have been approved through the budget.
Anything
So
for both of them?
Yes.
And what days are they?
10 through 12 June for the finance officer school. And then 17 June for the budget training. Sorry, Matt.
No, it's good.
Okay.
Yep.
So the monies have been approved already. I don't know if it requires any other approval.
Other than we're sending Matt, I mean,
Yeah.
he's the finance officer, so there's no other person, so that's silly, since he's got it budgeted, we're good to go.
Thank you.
All right, and then we just need a motion to pay the bills.
I move to pay the bills.
I'll second. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And the motion carries. Okay, I make sure I have. All right, water department, you're up.
Went to the expo and I got a quote for the hydrant meter. It would be $1,020, and that is with a 2.5-inch gate valve, so we could leave the hydrant on and they could open the gate valve to access the water versus trying to open and close the meter all the time
That's great.
and stuff. And that is a Zener meter, Zener meter, and that is through Wind Water, where we got our meters from. And then also got a quote if we wanted to look into getting a stirrer for the tank to put inside the tank to stir, keep the water moving, so we don't have any possibility of freezing That was about $6,000. That was just a ballpark quote. It wasn't actual estimated down to the dollars quote. But I have that information if we are interested in that.
That's for the above ground or below ground?
Above ground. Below ground tank we're fine with. It's the above ground where the temperatures can get into it more and cause ice layer on the top of it. Truthfully, I don't think we need it. We haven't had no problems freezing and stuff like that, but I did get a quote while I was there.
Okay.
And
Good.
and everything's going good so far. We had a leak yesterday, got that taken care of. And I just got a report that we have a leak, so I'll get that looked into
Okay.
and get that taken care of. And within about 3 weeks, I should be getting on and replacing all these meters that we're having problems with, and the remotes, and getting the covers put onto the remote heads as well.
All right, so I know that we had the new flow meter installed up at the pump house,
Yes,
right? So do you have to read that manually, or is it in the app where we can read
we
that?
have to read that manually.
Okay,
Only thing it can give us is up to 1,000 gallons in our app.
got it, yeah,
If we want an accurate reading, we gotta read the meter manually,
okay,
but other than that, it only goes to 1,000 gallon reading on our app.
all right. So let's add that to our meter reading, when we do the meter reading and
Sure
at
thing.
the end of the month, let's add that, because it's good to keep track of the water loss.
Yes.
You know, it helps us foresee if there's a leak or something.
Like I said, I just fixing this leak yesterday, I'm already noticing on our graph
Yeah,
how much our water instead of increasing and dropping so fast, now it's going back to that slower drop like we had
Okay.
before the fire started, so.
good.
And the leak over here
Not
is
good, no.
galvanized pipe going across Walnut Street from the south to the north, about 3 feet away from where he'd repaired it before, actually had a hole in it.
Yeah,
And it was a pencil-sized hole in that 3/4 inch pipe, and that pipe is 3/4 inch, but you're lucky to have a 1/4 inch flow through it, so corroded inside. But the water project coming up, they're gonna replace all that,
Yeah.
so that'll take care of that.
yep. Okay, and then, so, I did get some, material information from Hawkins. It's on the chemicals, you know, they have to give you the
Thank you,
publication for
yes.
this. Yep, and then, I have an updated project list for you, and
Okay.
then I'm gonna officially hand over the meter reading to you. And we can talk about that, but I'm gonna hand that all off to you today.
Okay,
And then what I would like to do, Todd, is for next meeting is for you to come up with a kind of a schedule of when we need to flush the hydrants and then exercise the valves, because when we had the 79 fire.
Yeah.
The fire department had to wait 15-20 minutes to flush out that hydrant before they could fill the truck. And so, you know,
this is the time of year now where we need to start thinking about flushing
Yeah.
for sure.
so if you come up with a schedule, and I know that the construction's coming through here, it's gonna really disturb stuff. We might wanna do it after the construction.
Actually, with what they're gonna be doing,
Mhm.
it's not gonna disturb as much what we think it's gonna
Okay.
disturb, because they're gonna attach into hydrants and run their own new lines,
Okay,
and then run to the residences' places with temporaries while they do the construction work.
yeah,
But at the same time, it's a good idea to keep these lines flushed
yeah,
and
And then
exercise the valves.
and exercise the valves, so just kinda come up with a idea of how you wanna do that. Maybe every quarter you pick a few, or every few months you pick the valves that you're gonna exercise, quadrant off or something, I don't know.
Truthfully, it only takes a few days to go through and exercise all the valves, or all the flush all the hydrants. We've done it before in a matter of 2 days,
Alright,
you know,
Good.
but
yeah, so that was some
When
of
is
the,
that water deal scheduled for them to start?
we'll get there when we get to that. So that was some of the, lessons learned from the 79 fire, then also the town learned, is that all your report for now?
yes,
Todd? Okay,
yes.
alright, so the 79 fire, lessons learned was the flushing of the hydrants, so the fire department had to wait to get water to flush out the hydrant first. Then, the town did not have an agreement in place with South Dakota Wildland Fire, which the agreement, what that does is it helps them operate from the town of Buffalo Gap if there's a fire east of the town. So, we will receive, I gave them information so that they could establish an agreement with the town, so that they have a place to operate from, so they need an operations center if they have to come and fight wildfires like they did before. To pay for the water that was used, for the fire, just things that need to be in place to help support emergency response. Now, in our ordinance, what we did do is we intentionally put in there that when there is an emergency response or a wildfire, that they have the priority to the water. So, that is already taken care of.
The approximation of what they used was just over 100,000 gallons.
Yeah, and that was for all of the
All of it,
fire, right?
Yeah. The first main force of it, and then a couple times we had to reignite
Had to
and come back in.
Yeah. So, but the town will be reimbursed for the water that was used since it was declared a state of emergency. Also, we're gonna work with the local fire department to make sure that we have the necessary agreements in place with them, so that it's understood what our roles are when this happens. So instinctively, Todd and I, we just monitored the well all weekend while they were fighting the fire. And then I stayed up to date whether they needed support from the town. So it just kind of fell in place and it happened, so we wanna make sure that's for future situations that stays in place, because it went smoothly and we did learn quite a few things.
One other thing is, I will get in touch with Jim Irvin about getting a meter for the fire hall.
Yeah, we did.
So we can get that metered, not that they're gonna be charged, but
No.
that we can at least meter what they are actually using there.
And it also allows us to know if there's a water leak or something's
Yes.
going on, so. Alright, that's it for water and sanitation. Roads, streets, grounds, and mowing, so.
I took the blade out today after the rain and hit the road over here from the hall down to Countryman. It wasn't as wet as I thought it was gonna be. I did get most of the washboards cut out, I think. And then I went down this road here, from here to the north corner. I probably had enough in the blade fuel-wise to do the whole town. I don't think the whole town really needs it right now, but we are gonna need fuel for the blade and the loader.
Okay,
I was just talking to Matt about it, and it'd be nice to get at least 10 gallons in each one of them, and then have another 10 gallons in the shop there if we need it. It'd be really nice to fuel them all the way up.
alright,
Anyway, 10 gallons on a trip is not gonna do it, I don't think. The other thing is, I think because I didn't run the blade very much, the batteries were down. I had to bring my charger up 2 different times to get them charged, to even get it started. The loader fired off on its own this time, but it would be nice if you guys could consider getting a battery charger down there, and I don't have to drag mine out of the garage every time.
okay. If you could, just bring Matt an estimate for it. And, yeah, we'll just do it like we've been doing the other things, just bring an estimate.
I haven't got it yet, I just decided today to maybe ask you about it. The charger I got, it cost me $179 at Bumgar's.
Okay.
That's been about a year ago or so somewhere in that neighborhood.
Alright. What else you got?
And that's really about it. I don't know if we get fuel and we get a little bit more rain, if you want me to do the whole town.
Yep, if we have some trouble spots, or you think it needs
Well,
to be
there's
done,
some holes here and there, but nothing like,
like it
you know, you
was.
could drop in and break an axle or anything.
I mean, if we get some rain, you can.
With the
Sounds
rain we
good.
got, our gauge said 8/10,
Mhm.
and I thought that was gonna be plenty to loosen that up, but it didn't soak in very good on the road
No.
evidently, 'cause
The wind came.
I think I got,
Okay.
for the most part, got the washboards out, but, it could have been a little better.
So, when do you expect mowing season to start this year?
Probably when the grass gets a little longer.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I get it, we need some more rain. So the reason that I'm asking about that is I've noticed with all those winds we've got right of ways with lots of limbs down in there, so,
I noticed that, I drove around, kinda looked at the road, there's a lot of crap on my shoulders, and I kinda thought maybe your cleanup day was gonna happen to,
Yeah,
Kinda
that's
get
what
rid of
we're
that.
relying on.
okay.
I don't know when you got that scheduled, but,
Well, initially we had it for, May 9th, but it kinda looks like that's gonna be overcome with events, so we do need to get something soon, and,
Well, we could just start going around and doing that. There's all kinds of branches everywhere.
yeah. And I don't mind helping out at all, but the 9th, it looks like we're gonna be overcome with events on that day.
the other thing, I don't know, I haven't looked for it, but, on the front of the loader, it's got a screen there for bigger branches and stuff, but pushing the piles up down here, that radiator gets loaded with leaves. And I'm wondering if there's, something that we could get a smaller coarse screen to put over the face of that to keep all that bigger crap out of there. I haven't
Do you know where to
checked
get
on
it?
anything, but, if I could find something, I'd like to get something to put over that.
Alright. Yep, same thing. If you know where to find it, and then Matt we can.
Would a half by half galvanized screen work on that, Steve, or is that too?
Well, I
too
think
old?
that's still too big.
Still too big, okay, okay.
The stuff I've cleaned out of it is pretty small. Now, whether that breaks up when it actually hits it from that fan pulling it in there.
Right, yeah,
So I'm guessing maybe something like a 1/4 inch square would
Okay,
maybe
Yeah.
take care of it. Wouldn't be as bad anyway.
well, see where you can find it, and, I know we're not gonna burn that brush pile anytime soon, but I've, talked with the fire department, and when we're ready to burn that brush pile, if we coordinate with them, they'll provide a water truck and all that, so,
I've talked to Randy about that too,
Yeah.
already, so.
yep, he's like, no problem, they'll provide the truck and make sure that it's, so, just letting you know. We're not gonna talk about burning it yet, cause it's still too dry. Alright, is that it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Building maintenance, I've got anything for building maintenance?
No, not right now, but I'll be on that one here. No,
Animal control,
she had nothing to report,
okay,
so, like I said, she got stuck in Rapids, so she couldn't make it to the meeting.
okay, perfect.
And she wasn't sure if this was gonna be the first reading of the animal control ordinance thing, but she said she'd get ahold of Travis, get back with Travis here next day or so, so.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
Christine, one thing, I'll have to look to see when we did that with changing the oil on the mower, that might have to happen. I
Okay,
don't remember when we changed that last.
and we have accounts at the stores where you can get back supplies, right?
Okay.
Okay, so you can just make that happen. Let's see, okay. Community center, John, are you here for the community center? No?
I only cook.
Okay. Well, just for awareness, the community center's meters reading pretty high, like there might be a water leak, so Todd's gonna check it out and let us know. So,
And if you by chance are in there, you guys have groundwater, please contact me, let me know.
We've had groundwater since January.
Nobody's told me anything.
We're ready.
Ray jumped my case last month about that, but that's the first I heard about it, so.
Tried washing dishes, it's been fun.
Well, we got a leak over, I'll be adjusting that, so that should solve the problem, but I've been checking it and we haven't, so.
alright, park committee. Hey, welcome back.
Yeah.
So, we replaced the basketball net. The hoop itself might need to be replaced at some point. Tim zip tied it on, so it works for now.
Love zip ties.
Zip ties are great. Have seen some kids over there shooting hoops, so that's
We
good.
have two.
Yep. We had somebody donate,
A tetherball.
thank you. The name just leaves my brain periodically, and so Herman's working on getting a new the ball to replace it, but it's over there. We have all the supplies to paint the picnic shelters and the tables, so we just need to coordinate days to start stripping the paint, and get things painted. So
Okay.
that's it. Is
And
that the
then-
hydrant you were talking about putting in?
We need to get that hydrant, get it
Yeah.
installed.
Okay.
We were, did we ever get a town credit card, Matt? No.
No,
No.
Okay, so,
not gonna happen.
it's not gonna happen, okay, well then, we'll need to work out something, get a hydrant or whatever, then we can get that dug up and get that hydrant
Yard
put in.
hydrant.
Okay. Cause this month I'll get some, I've kinda let that herb garden go, but I'll get stuff planted in that again and get it going again.
So does anyone local in Hot Springs sell those yard hydrants?
Baumgart,
Baumgart's does?
I think Ace does as well,
Ace sells them, we have an account there.
okay,
So if Ace has them, then just
I'll
get
look,
it at
I'll
Ace.
look into that then.
Alright,
Okay,
good.
The Iowa hydrant, which is the king of the road,
yeah,
is only $180 at Menards compared to $363.
Whoa.
okay, at Baumgart, yeah,
Well, Baumgart's don't have Iowa, they got an off-brand Chinese one. But Ace will get you the Iowa one, but it's gonna be twice as much as you can get it at
okay,
Menards.
okay.
If Todd tells me what it is, I'll get it and ask for
Okay.
reimbursement.
Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, Iowa's the best brand to get, for sure.
Alright, and so what you got on for 2026?
As far as projects,
Mm-hmm.
well, we would like to start working on getting that, weed barrier removed.
Okay.
And then, question. Did I give those books to you, for that equipment that we have stored? I feel like I gave it to you because we wanted to make sure that it was documented as far as how much those cost and things like that. But they were the books that were like the descriptions of those. But we'll need those again because we need to, it tells you how to install them.
Trying to remember. I do not remember.
And
Maybe
We'll
it
find
was
'em.
me or Shelley, but
yeah,
boxes of stuff we can look through.
okay, well, I was gonna ask Bruce.
Can you find something like that online and get
Probably, yeah.
information?
Yeah, but we'd like to get that stuff installed this summer too.
And you're gonna need some supplies and stuff for those to install that. I think.
Yeah, cause, yeah, you have to put them in concrete and,
Okay.
yeah,
I'll look when I'm in the office, I'll look for
Okay.
the manuals to see, I don't remember them. It's been
okay.
a while.
I have all the paint, all that stuff. Tammy picked all that up at Ace last year, so I'm ready to go with the
Okay, good.
painting.
Alright, Board of Trustees, no plates issues to address. Travis, you have anything you wanna talk about
Oh.
the alley or?
Well, I did get a complaint by a citizen of the alleyway that runs east and west between, Main and Oak Street, because the, propane delivery guy couldn't get down the alleyway. He was gonna make a complaint, but he called me, and I haven't heard anything. I'm guessing, Matt, did you get any kind of complaint on that?
Nope.
He also said he was gonna call the sheriff, because, he couldn't get his propane delivered, so, I don't know how that's turned out. I haven't heard anything.
Okay. Meeting events. Don't foresee anything in the near future. I don't have anything, no. Alright, and then training opportunities and conference attendance. So the 2026 budget training is taking place on June 17th. You said that's not gonna work.
That's the probably not
Yeah.
gonna work for me.
So, myself, Matt, and then the, new board member, pending new board member, if that works for them, will attend that training. And that was budgeted in 26, so. And I have not seen the new new board member training come up for SDMO yet. And so I wanna look out for it. It usually happens July-ish
Yeah, it's usually-
timeframe, so that will be something to come up soon too. Alright, old business, water construction, project phase 2. The tentative start date is May 13th. Now, that means that you'll probably see contractors coming in and out of town, moving equipment. I don't think that that's the first dig date. It looks like it won't be until around the 18th of May or a little later when they actually start digging. So there's a lot of prep work that has to be done before they, but, tentative is May 13th. We did have a pre-construction meeting past week and, went over what the roles and responsibilities were, and there were no issues with that. We did receive a, project timeline. It's tentative, so if anyone's interested and would like to take a look at it, just let me know. Then, what I need from the board, so we have been doing this already, but I just need to make it, I just wanna put it in meeting minutes so that it's, recorded, cause I don't know that it's in the meeting minutes. But the payment to the contractor, it's a process, so Matt gets the invoices, we have to send it to DANR, then the check comes through here, but what's gonna happen here relatively soon is that we'll get, invoices for amounts of money that we won't be able to cover until we get the reimbursement, so there'll be $300,000, so that's not something we can cover. And so, what we need to do is as soon as Matt gets the invoice, he's given, well, he has the authority to do it already, but he sends it to DANR. The process will be that he goes ahead and sends it for reimbursement. Now, we can only submit one reimbursement a month, to DANR, so we can package it.
We can bunch them.
We can bunch them,
yeah.
but they can only do one,
Request it.
so.
Does the contractor know that too?
Yeah, so this is why I'm bringing this up, cause, what I wanna do is have a motion that this process is in place and voted on. That way it's clear to the contractor and to the project manager how we're gonna handle those invoices that we can't pay with our general fund.
Right.
I need a motion that the payment to the contractor will happen upon receipt of the reimbursement from the DANR.
I would make that motion.
And I'll second the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Alright. Okay, alcohol, malt beverage, and wine ordinance. I've learned that there are existing ordinances in place that need to be reviewed for, and what will happen is I'll just begin to consolidate them because there's several different parts and pieces throughout the book, so. And then, the policy for donations to private or nonprofit organization, I still don't have that done, so it's stuck there in old business. Alright, new business. Ordinance number 2026-01, an ordinance to establish regulations related to domestic animals, first reading. So this will be a first reading of the, animal control ordinance for the town of Buffalo Gap. Ordinance number 2026-01, an ordinance entitled Established Regulations Related to Domestic Animals in the town of Buffalo Gap, be it ordained by the Board of Trustees of the town of Buffalo Gap, County of Custer, South Dakota. Vote on that.
For the first reading?
Yeah. I don't think so. we have to vote, that's right. That's a second. Alright, and then, at this time, there'll be a public hearing for the leased property, also known as the old Buffalo Gap Rodeo Grounds. So last month, Randy Schroth came in and expressed interest in the property behind the Rodas, or the old schoolhouse as some know it. And so at this meeting, we will hold a hearing. If there are any objections or any new information that needs to be considered, or anyone that is interested in the lease up there behind the rodeo grounds, this is the time to express those interests or concerns, or provide information to the board.
I would like to, apply for that.
And your name?
Deborah Selby,
Hey, I met you.
I know.
I thought you were familiar. I was like,
It's just some wanderer that walked down the street here.
Right.
Hey, I didn't see any food though, I was waiting.
so you're interested in leasing the property, and are you aware of the condition of the property and what? Okay, alright, and questions from you?
Not at this time, I guess I would say I'd like to hear what you're planning to use it with, just like we heard from Randy why he wants to use it.
Christina,
So,
what if we end up needing to use that for the, yard dump? 'Cause that's where it used to be.
We haven't considered moving the yard dump at this time, so, we've only considered carrying on the lease. So right now, the yard dump is located over there, and there's been no consideration to move it. Is that a comment that you're wanting to make during this hearing?
Yeah, if it comes up that, that we would have to go back to using that,
Okay,
just thinking.
okay, so Debbie,
I didn't quite hear your question.
what I was asking is do you have an idea what you plan on doing with that property if you lease it? Randy came in here and gave us his idea what he was interested in using it for, so that's the reason why I'm asking that question.
Are there any, exclusions that I cannot use it for?
Not that we've come across at this moment in time, but it's only been used in the past for housing the horses, most recent that I'm aware of, and then, the most recent was Randy coming in and requesting it for a very specific use as well, so.
Well, at this time, I would say it would be some type of agricultural use, but I wouldn't commit to that on record at this point, but yes.
Well, if somebody leases it, it shouldn't matter what they lease it
Well, that's
for.
why I was asking if there were any exclusions or
Yeah.
anything that I should be aware of that the town would tell me that I could not use it for at this time.
so, I wouldn't say that, I don't know that we would be able to lease the land to, let's say, for property to be built on it. I think
Correct.
that there's some constraints around that, but if we're leasing the land for agricultural use or for, leisure use, let's say you just need the 10 acres to go ride your horse or run your dogs or something like that. But I don't know that we would look to lease the lands for someone to develop property.
No,
or
I just
something
wanna know
like
what I can't do before I agree to do what I want to do. I just think it's
Right,
very
yeah.
important to be clear on the
Yeah.
parameters of what you are leasing it for.
You
Yeah,
can't raise
exactly.
prairie dogs on it.
Dang it, that's good business when you have a prairie dog farm. No, primarily agriculture use, thank you, I'd like to have some of my horses on it.
And because it is, public property, the leases can be specific as to what the land can, in the lease itself, it can be specific as to what the land is being used for.
Sure, no, absolutely, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's better to know what you can't do
Mhm.
when you lease something,
Yeah.
so that's fine. The horses are just gonna go on there for a period of time.
Okay,
So then, well, there's two interested parties, we may have to have a public hearing on it.
yeah. So I haven't heard, from Randy, but I'll reach out to him and if he's still interested, but because we have another party interested, then we probably just need to have a separate discussion, maybe like a discussion meeting, so that,
Should I send just a question over to how to handle this from our
We could do that, let's flesh out kind of the details first.
Okay.
To kind of, and make sure that everyone knows the type of property they're getting into. The only thing that would be required is that, we will still have to maintain access to the water and the well pumps.
If the gate is closed when you go in, be sure to close the gate when you go through.
Yeah.
Okay.
There, yeah, and then I'm not sure that everything is kind of been sectioned off up there, so there are a lot of go-aheads up there too. Weeds, so.
That's not a problem.
Alright, so we have another party interested in.
So what was the conclusion on that with the other party interested, that we have to go to a separate outside of this hearing, or?
Yeah, it's probably best so that we can, just have the general discussion, outside of this meeting. And it would just be specifically for that property up there, and then we can kind of flesh out the details of that, since there's two parties interested at this time. Then from there, once we get the details, then we would, contact the town attorney to make sure that we're within the parameters of, for the town, and then develop the lease, and then come back and have a public hearing for the approval of the lease, so.
That sounds great, thank you.
Do you have a time frame?
As soon as possible, with no rain.
Okay. Any other comments on the lease or information, concerns? Okay, good. Alright, no executive session, and next month meeting will be June 8th. It will not be on that typical first Monday, it will be June 8th, here at the Old Bank. So I'll have a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Move to adjourn?
I'll second, all in favor?
Aye.